Welcome back, Rich Nation. My name is AJ, and today we're going to be continuing One Piece episodes 77 and 78. We are at the conclusion here, defeating Mr. 3, defeating that candle wax loving freak. It was great to see that happen, and everybody kind of doing their part to defeat and to really, it's something I really love about One Piece is all the characters have their part to play, and they're really able to work together like perfectly. I mean, it may not look perfect if Usopp's running around like crazy, not really knowing what he's gonna do, but it ends up working out. So you can't really complain there. But anyway, if you guys are new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. You can also check out the Patreon at patreon.com/ajrich123. If you want to see a few episodes ahead, check that out. I would appreciate that. And let's go ahead and start. Okay, that's like a waterfall. Yeah, a giant crying is a freaking waterfall. Everything is big. Somebody that you respect. Oh, okay, he's not dead. I had to I don't know, I was kind of half and half with that. You would think, you know, somebody like that could survive. They really deserve to still fight each other. Though maybe this would help their differences as well. Okay. It's the one they were talking about. The person no one's supposed to know about in their group. No one's that's why they have the code names. Exactly. That's what I thought when they were hunting. Like him not there the entire time, and hopefully he believes that. I guess he can't tell voices. Oh, is it those animals? It seemed like they were spying. Yep, it is. Exactly know that they're lying. That makes it easy. Even those guys can fight. Jesus. Well, if they're gonna spy and like be their communication, I guess they would have to be able to fight. Thinks it's so cool. Okay, you just broke his neck. Fortunately, if you do that and disarm them like that, he won't know. Now you gotta just make sure they don't go back there. Oh no! Holy shit, he just made that flower. Sanji didn't really think this through very well, but now he's like shaky, though it seems like he still thinks it's Mr. Yeah, you would think they'd get some wear and tear over time. So no more fighting. All they needed was a hug. That's great though. Over that much time, you know, the fighting is not needed at this point. You did what you had to do. Probably, I mean, if it was an equal fight, that definitely made him happy. They're like good friends. Okay, maybe the fighting won't stop. So he really does believe it. Heck is that creature? Ah. Okay, he doesn't trust Mr. 3 at all. Yep. Yeah, you could tell on the other line that he definitely was, you know, Sanji kind of messed up there. Now they're gonna try to track down Mr. 3, and So they're gonna send Mr. 2 there, right? The problem is he's not gonna be there, but they'll be there. So either way, you would think there'd still be confrontation. So even though Sanji was trying to make it so something like this wouldn't happen, it still kind of happened regardless, unfortunately. That's just a test of bad luck. And, not being able to, be fast when you're talking. The laughs, man. The laughs. Well, when you fight for that long, eventually you're gonna forget about the reason you fought, why you were, pretty much everything else. I mean, everything's a party with Luffy. They took a lot of hits. They're probably pretty beat up from this. So they never have a lot of time to recover. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. They're supposed to be there for an extended period of time, which they can't. Finally! It's like, don't worry, we dealt with everybody. He missed the entire thing. Oh my god. What a gentleman. Ah. Yeah, but now he's still kind of messed up though. Oh shit. Well, there you go. Now they can do it. See, that's what they need where they go. Like, they need one of those all the time. Even though Sanji wasn't there the whole time, he ended up being the hero. Isn't that over now? Picture didn't happen? That's good advice. Hey, don't die anymore. Great advice by Luffy. Now they can actually have a conversation, sit together. I mean, they definitely accomplished something here. Now they can fight together, too. They look about the same size. That's a hard judgment call. Endless battle to, figure out who's bigger. Yeah. There's no ties in eyes of people like that. I'm sure there was a time where they thought there was no way in hell they were getting off this island, so I'm sure they're happy. Yeah, that's a lot of that'd be like a lot of dinosaur meat to carry on there. You only can carry so much, you're gonna sink your ship. Stuff you can carry on a boat in general. That's why stopping is kind of mandatory. What good guys. Pretty much, they said they'll back him up, regardless. Just keep going, even if you run into an iceberg, even if you run into the land, even if you run into anything, just keep going. Oh, so this is what they were talking about? Shit. So that's why they're having to be out there and fight it. Fortunately, they're like the same, almost the same size as it looks like. They're definitely stronger to, oh my god. What? He's got a goober face. It's a giant goldfish. You're in the goldfish's bowl. Not a good idea. Well, this is not the first sea creature that they've gone inside, right? Said keep going on ahead. No, mostly he's trusting. He's trusting both of them. It's up to them to defeat the creature before they get eaten. I'm surprised it hasn't shut its mouth yet. This is why you don't let the goldfish grow that long. Usually they don't last long in the bowls. This is what happens. Use the power of your laugh to destroy it. They land. Oh, so they have to destroy it even though they're inside. It looks like he's trying to like swallow there. Just go straight ahead into the stomach. No, you have to have massive trust in people to just go forward ahead like that. You know, you have the confidence, you know they're gonna destroy it. Damn. Holy shit. Like, look how strong they are together. And they have, you know, they fought before, so it's not like they hadn't fought, you know, together before, but when they're not fighting each other, they can do so much, and that's a great, you know, a great situation to really show them teaming up and working together instead of against each other. How well they can do. I mean, Luffy had the confidence in those guys, and he, you know, we've seen him. He trusts people easily, right? He trusts guys like this. It seems like he does, but he has this over confidence in people that he trusts, and that's what happened there. He really trusted them, and they were able to, and they, you know, his trust paid off, even though everybody else didn't, even though he was being swallowed by a goldfish. Now I can complete sentences. Now, even though he was, you know, being swallowed by a goldfish, he definitely just kept going and going, and they were able to destroy it. And it's just a nice little conclusion. Funny little thing from earlier on in the episode, though. Sanji, if he just had like, if he was faster on his feet there and was thinking about what he was saying, and it's hard to do that, obviously. He just picked up the phone randomly, not knowing who it was and all that. But then they might not be in the circumstance where they have people coming after them. You know, even though they think it's Mr. 3 still, I feel like it could still be a bad situation. So it's I kind of wish he was faster on his feet there, but you know, what are you gonna do in that? I mean, he was still able to get them out of there so they can kind of skip the log, which is good. That was, I guess, that him doing that kind of counters what he did there, but I'm glad they were able to conclude that island, because that island, being on that island for an extended period, I don't know how those giants did it. I mean, without being that giant, because the end is near regardless when you're on that island. Dinosaurs everywhere, everything's there to kill you. I want to say poor goldfish, but you know, you don't want to get eaten. It's pretty inspiring, though. I mean, that's a true warrior. There's definitely something to inspire Usopp like that, to that point. Well, there goes the weapons. 100 years of beating each other up. Need a laugh in the middle there. Giant warrior pirates. The ogres. Oh, so this is the backstory. Okay. Wait, so this is how they end up like wanting to fight each other because of a little girl? They're fighting for the same kind of reason that Sanji and Zoro were fighting. Well, over time, you know, memory slips. It's hard to remember stuff that far back. Jesus. So they're all still there. Always so full of energy. I mean, it's a lot to process. Even after all that, she still looks, you know, down, but of course it's, you know, she's just worried. Put on her. That's a lot of pressure to put on somebody, even if you are a princess. I mean, he'll always be there to simp for you. And Nami. The basic way to get stronger: swing a sword, throw punches, do push-ups. Wait, oh, what the fuck? Oh! He's literally swinging a fucking, oh my god. Oh man. What? And what the hell? This is an interesting fellow. Oh. She getting sick? If you're on a ship for a long period of time, I feel like it would be easier to get sick too. Oh. That's not good. That kind of came out of nowhere. You see like how strong Nami is, and you don't think she could just like fall down like that so easily. But if anybody gets sick, if you get sick in general, the strongest person in the world can, you know, look like, you know, just could become weak and fragile immediately. That's just how sickness works, unfortunately. Well, there's no way to tell like what it exactly is though. I mean, you can say it's a fever, but oh, okay. Going through that much different terrains with that weather changes that fast can affect the human body, of course. Yes, or Luffy logic. Of course you do. Of course you do, Sanji. No one doubted that. Of course. What about, you know, tomato soup and chicken noodle soup? Everyone's gotten sick at least once. That means they gotta stop somewhere. They have to do something. Because you're not gonna find anything in the middle of the sea. I mean, she's not better, but she's able to at least sit up. She's just strong-willed. At least Zoro's watching. That's a lot of soldiers. Oh, it changed the tide? Pretty much meaning they can't afford to change course or delay. That's what she's, of course she's gonna think that. She doesn't think of herself. See, the problem is with Nami, we already know she does not think of herself, as we saw with her, you know, her backstory and all the parts with like Arlong and stuff. We know her character and how she is. So if she gets sick like this, she's gonna try to tough it out and act tough regardless of how she's feeling, which in this case they gotta kind of pull her back, and they have to be there to be like, no, you're sick. Like, that's the best case scenario, because the more she walks around and does this, the worse it's gonna be. She's already, I mean, look at her. I mean, just even her ears there, you can tell, like, she's sick. But you have to admire, you have to admire it, but they need to have her back when it comes to this and be able to bring her down to earth here. So she wasn't showing her that so she wouldn't worry. Ah, so now this is gonna make her worry even more. That's a lot of people. That's a lot for one person to handle. There's, okay. It totally makes sense why she wouldn't show her that. I think there's more to navigating than just that, though, Zoro. Maybe this is why you get lost. That's just normal at this point, though, right? The air changing, the weather changing. It's just... Seems like there's more to it. Ooh. Ooh. Even when she's sick, she can... Holy crap. No, it's not, Nami. She has so much responsibility as the navigator, she just can't really trust anyone else to do it. That's like her skill. So they were a bit off course. Now she really needs to go. Now that she knows what's happening. That's what they're pretty much trying to do already. They're trying to get her there as fast as possible. Even though she needs to get there so fast, like, she still cares enough to make sure Nami gets better. I like her more. Over the time they've been on the ship together, they've definitely connected. Welp, more weather changes to the craziness. Yeah, that was good that Nami changed direction. Like, could have been worse. She's just a good navigator. Like, there's been a lot of close calls in this series, I swear. Sometimes fevers will just go away, but yeah, this one seems to not break here. Just randomly out of nowhere. The hell? How is somebody standing in the water randomly? I thought they were joking when there's like Zoro's looking through those binoculars and, you know, they're talking about somebody just, where's a doctor? Do you see a doctor? Of course not. You're in the middle of the ocean. You're looking for things. How are you going to find a doctor randomly? And he looks and it's just like somebody randomly standing there in the water. Now that I've came to the conclusion so far to expect anything is possible in this show, right? I've stated that a few times, but that's something new. Somebody being able to just stand, like being able to stand in the water like that. Are they floating? Are they water walking? That's some that's some skill right there. But I think something we learned the most in this last episode here was first of all, Nami, regardless if she's sick, regardless of how she feels personally, she puts the ship, Luffy, everybody ahead of herself. That's a strength, and it's been a weakness before for her. She's put everybody in front of her, and that's why she has such a hard past and did so much for everybody, but never thought of herself. And in some ways you can't do that to the extreme. So that's why being on this crew, being the navigator, being there with people that she's had strong bonds with and being able to grow together with, like Luffy and them, is a good thing, because it can kind of bring her back to earth and make her think about herself sometimes. But in this instance, she's thinking about the crew before herself, which you kind of have to do on a ship like this as a member of the crew. But in this case, when you're in that much pain and you're barely able to walk, you got to think of yourself as well. And it was great to see Vivi, with the short time she's been with them, formed a bond with Nami and gotten close with her enough to, even though Nami showed her this, and I think Nami showed her this on purpose, so it would make her them forget about Nami and make them have to go ahead. It was like a perfect thing, because before we saw Nami looking through stuff but not showing Vivi, I think on a former episode. So I feel she was trying not to show her stuff like this to make her worry, but she used it because she didn't want, this is my opinion, I think she didn't want she used it because she wanted them to not think about her and to move ahead like this. So it was like her last card she had to use to do that, and it seemed to work. And even all of them were on board, but Vivi, I'm like, seriously, she's an awesome character. I like that she was able to kind of look past that and look, yeah, we need to get there really fast, but care about Nami. She's a member of this crew, she's a member of this group, we need to make sure she's better, because she's obviously, so she put her ahead of that, and I really like that. I actually wasn't really expecting that her character, going from like Miss Wednesday to just a very strange, fun person to a normal member of their crew to Princess Vivi. It's such a character change. I like it. I think that's something I've really enjoyed, to have something so unexpected like that, and such a change in attitude, and just because she was not very likable when they were introduced, when her and the other guy were introduced. I kind of just threw that, especially it was like during that with Laboon and all that, it felt very, I don't know, like they felt just like one-off characters. But as I've learned from One Piece, we've seen characters come back. We've seen characters have more that meets the eye. They have more depth to them. Even a character you wouldn't expect, they get a backstory or they get something. It's awesome, and she is no exception. I don't know. I thought that was really cool. But anyway, guys, if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe, smash that like button, hit that notification bell. If you want to check the next few episodes early, you want to check the full reactions, feel free to check out patreon.com/ajrich123. And you can check out my twitch.tv/ajrich for streams. Thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye bye.